Hello, everyone. I'm Judge Janine Pirro, along with Harold Ford Jr., Jesse Waters, Jillian Turner, and Greg Gutfeld. It's 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The Five.
Please welcome Kamala Harris. Can you feel? Can you feel? Can you feel it? Can you feel the joy rising in here?
I can.
Lord help us. Kamala Harris getting the softball sit-down of the century with Oprah Winfrey. The media mogul hosting a star-studded town hall for the vice president, inviting a bunch of fawning A-list celebrities to kiss her butt and act like they're so excited.
Hello, President Harris.
Not yet. 47 days.
47 days, yes.
I've always been a fan of Kamala.
Everybody's so energized.
In this campaign to beautiful, wonderful Kamala Harris.
But all that Hollywood glam couldn't save Kamala from being her usual train wreck self. Harris painfully rambled through the simplest questions about the economy and the border. It even forced Oprah at one point to swoop in and bail her out.
Yours is a story I hear around the country as I travel. And in terms of both rightly having the right to have aspirations and dreams and ambitions for your family.
What would be specific steps to strengthening the border?
So it's a wonderful and important question. You know my background was as a prosecutor.
So to answer Justin's question, now that that bill has gone and hasn't passed, will you reintroduce that?
Absolutely.
Okay, Greg.
Yes.
All right. So did you hear Oprah having to intervene as Kamala was rambling on about, I was a prosecutor. I grew up in a middle-class family. And she says, how about you answer Justin's question?
Yeah, it's an interesting contrast. You had Oprah and Kamala, Trump and Gutfeld.
Yeah.
It's just a natural comparison. On my show, we were having a great time. It was honest, it was clear, it was specific, it was real. But when you're watching that, you have to pay attention to Oprah's face. You saw a look of pain, like she's trying to figure out in real time, how do you manage this train wreck? It was friendly. There was no question it was friendly, but it was like she was talking to somebody that she wanted to break free from at a party, and you're sitting on the couch, and let's say your friend left you with his wife, and she might be a little drunk, and you're kind of like going, yep, okay, got to get going. And it was all on Oprah's face. Now, there are people who watched that last night and loved it the way people watched Trump on my show and loved it. So no matter what you say about Kamala, it has as much effect as what Kamala fans will say about Trump. It's the same. But with Harris, you got to ask, okay, what do people see in this? Is this organic? Is it real? I mean, they went from not caring her at all to adoring her. She went from zero to hero and nothing flat. I was thinking about this, and I think I figured this out. What's behind this? Why does she not need to talk about issues or policies or make complete sentences or make complete sense? The people voting for Trump are expecting him to act. The people voting for Kamala, the vote is the act. So that is why specifics, policy, solutions, they don't matter. The vote itself is the only platform they need. You pull the lever, you feel good, then you're back to your world watching The View. This explains why she can show up and not say a thing, because the support was anticipatory. They're embracing the candidate, and that was enough. Issues, specifics are not necessary. Trump supporters, however, are voting on the condition that Trump will do something specific, whether it is on crime, the border, and the economy. The vote itself isn't enough. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of a process. For him, it has to be deeds. For her, all it has to be is words, because the vote is the only thing that matters. The people that vote for her will then go away. They will not be following politics the way Trump supporters do. They never do.
You know, Greg says that they show up and she doesn't say a thing. But what's interesting is he's right, because 25% of the people who didn't know anything about her policies, originally it was 28, after all these interviews, 2, 3, 25% still don't know what she thinks. And she just personalizes everything. Tell us about the border. The answer is, I'm a prosecutor. Tell us about the economy. I'm middle class. Are we ever going to get an answer to a question?
It's a good question. I don't know.
A wonderful question.
I don't know the answer to that. I think Greg said something. A lot of what he said I agree with. One of the things he said also is that people watched his interview with Trump, and a lot of Trump fans liked it, and people watched the Harris interview with Oprah Winfrey, and a lot of people like that. I like hearing candidates talk specifically about national security and economic policy and tax and spend, largely because I want to know where they stand. And then 2, I think it's important for them to talk about these things, because in order to have any kind of mandate to do anything, and by mandate, I mean just people understanding what you're going to do and Congress understanding what you want, you need to talk about those things. It appears in this campaign that the idea of a mandate being talked about on both sides, with the exception of abortion and tariffs, we don't really have a true sense, a specific sense. We know what President Trump did 7, 8 years ago, We know what the Biden administration has done, but we've not heard from these guys. So what's emerging for me, because the polls haven't moved very much. She seems to be ahead one day. He seems to be ahead another day. The mandate seems to be that both sides just don't want the other. The Trump supporters don't want Harris, and the Harris supporters don't want Trump. So that is the mandate governing each side's or animating each side's kind of passion for the other, which is not good. So I would agree with you. I hope that we get to, that's why I'm hoping that Brett and Martha get a chance to moderate a debate, and that they ask the tough questions. And I think I agreed with you last week, Judge, that some of these questions were not asked, the kind of questions I wanted to ask, and certainly the follow-up was not there either. And the one thing, North Carolina is some place that President Trump needs. It's going to be interesting to me over the next few days how they manage that gubernatorial situation there, because that matter seems to be a little more serious than it was a few days ago.
You know, Jesse, it seems like everything is rinse, lather, repeat, rinse, lather, repeat. What are you going to do for the economy? She still hasn't answered that question.
And she can't, because she already tanked the economy. She's the kind of person that no one really liked, and then all of a sudden they came into a lot of money and fame, and then all of a sudden everybody wanted to be their friend. I don't know anything about that. But listen, Oprah came out of nowhere and now is friends with Kamala Harris. Kamala was nothing until she got Joe Biden's war chest and got this close to the White House. Now they're all buddy-buddy. I don't buy it. She looked great. I think Oprah looked fantastic, but she doesn't know how to conduct an interview. This is how I would have conducted the interview, because this is the issue that everybody cares about: inflation and the border. It's the top 2 issues, and she's running on fixing the problems that she created, but she won't tell you the solutions. So I'd say, Kamala Harris, you say that it's price gouging. Well, can you name a company that's price gouging? Name one company that's price gouging. And I'd say, okay, what industry then is gouging? Because prices are up 20 to 60% across the board. Are you saying, Ms. Harris, that every single American industry gouged under your administration and you didn't do anything about it? That's what I would say. Everybody knows it's from spending. She spent $25 trillion. $25 trillion. I'd say, Ms. Harris, what are you going to cut? Name one thing you're going to cut. She wouldn't be able to do that. And then on the border, I'd say, Ms. Harris, you've been lying to the American people for 3.5 years, saying that the border's secure. Well, what happened? Why aren't you securing the border? You want this ruse bill that's not going to do anything on the border? Okay, you're still importing hundreds of thousands of migrants into the country on airplanes. You're flying migrants into the country. How are you going to say you're securing the border when you're flying them here? So she's very easy to knuckle. She's just got a glass chin. And Oprah, I wish if I could just sit down with Oprah for like 5 minutes and I'd tell her how to be a journalist. Because she's almost there.
Wow, yeah.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.